Wake up your genius. At the end of the 19th century and beginning of the 20th, science and the arts flourished. There were a lot of geniuses such as Tesla, Russell, Keeley, even Tolkien and Kafka, among many others, and a group of physicists and mathematicians such as Maxwell, Planck, Heisenberg, Schrödinger and the same Einstein. Painters of the stature of Picasso, Chagall or Monet. In music, Grieg, Stravinsky, Gershwin and Ellington. At that time there was a wider and deeper education available and fewer obstacles to the system. Science in its infancy was not subject to corporate interests or engaged in technological development almost exclusively as it is today. People really wanted to excel, learn and experiment. There was not so much rush or the multitude of superfluous stimuli that there are currently. Society was not organized according to consumption and the accumulation of goods. Trust and responsibility were fundamental values. Individuals learned to aspire to their greatest ideals, developing ideas and tools to achieve that goal. And while the mentality in many aspects was narrower than today, the Victorian era, morality, traditional values, the church, etc., in others enjoyed freedom of thought and ideals. Perseverance in the realization of high ideals and goals inevitably leads to achievement and leads one to a new level of consciousness. The ultimate aspiration of a human being is self-realization, that is, the attainment of the cosmic consciousness, enlightenment or simply awakening from the illusory dream woven by one's own intellect or ego. These higher states of mind are what all true spiritual teachers have shown and taught throughout history. This is why the highest purpose or ideal is to elevate humanity through the elevation of the person. Each person can have access to the highest level of consciousness. Unfortunately, we work at the lowest levels of consciousness in our daily experience, as we constantly resonate with low and noxious frequencies that disorganize and paralyze our fundamental systems and distort our perception. Do you want to know what it means to be awake or to be asleep? You already have that knowledge. It is very simple. It is about accepting who you really are, what you have been and what you will be forever. And obviously there is nothing to do to achieve this, except believe, because you already have that nature. You are already that. So whatever you do or invent to know yourself, is a process that has only one goal: make you believe what you really already know and allow you to manifest what you already are. The geniuses of the past are considered great because of their achievements. These achievements were made due to the ability to access the highest levels of his consciousness. This personal power, or greater ability to access universal consciousness, can be learned and developed by anyone who wants it sufficiently to engage with dedication and persistence. Once the limits of the conscious level, that is, of the intellect, the individual ego, are transcended, the consciousness expands naturally. Expand is a figurative way of expressing it, rather it is a unification or resonance of the vibration of the lower planes with the higher ones, from the physical level to the subtle ether. This state of unification or resonance generates a condition of balance and coherence in the system and in the energy fields, which allows greater access to information and efficiency in the processing of it. You have the same universal inheritance as everyone and you share the same information. In addition, you are made of the same substance and with the same mold. Memory is the key. In order for your genius to manifest, you must first be aware of it, that is, assume that you already have that capacity and that you should only develop it. It is a kind of faith, of implicit trust in oneself. This subtle and harmonious movement of consciousness allows access to information contained in the unconscious. The impulse for this movement is given by the energy of the heart. That is why believing is fundamental. The intention or purpose is determining. The movement of the heart is double. It is a pump, it expands and contracts. In one part of the cycle it is filled with energy, light and blood, organized and self-referenced. In the other phase, it expels its content and empties itself to nourish and communicate the entire body. Its expansive radiation affects the ether, fields of energy, space, and therefore the others by virtue of the fact that at the fundamental levels everything is interconnected. If you do not take this matter seriously, it is because you have not yet discovered yourself or your nature, and you are still asleep and dreaming that you are awake. Life is a journey of knowledge. True wealth is the wonderful discovery of your being, the cosmic power that is within you and unlimited knowledge, which you unknowingly have, and which you could never acquire either through books or studying in universities for 1,000 years. It is not something that comes from outside or that is achieved with sweat and tears. It is a misunderstanding. You are already a luminous being. Wake up to your cosmic consciousness. The cosmic consciousness is a transpersonal mode of consciousness, that is, it is the mind that transcends the limits of ordinary perception based on the physical senses and the activity of the frontal cortex. It is the consciousness of the universal mind and the goal is to become one with it. The main characteristic of the cosmic consciousness is the consciousness of life and order in the universe. There is life in every created thing and in every being, in every particle, in space, in the air that you breathe, even in the water that you drink. Everything is alive because everything is consciousness. The substance of the universe is vibration. What vibrates is the movement of the mind, which is light and which uses electricity to crystallize, materialize. Each particle that forms your body contains the same information as the whole universe and you can access it instantly. It is a natural process, it is your divine essence. It is enough to turn off the radio daily and turn your gaze towards your own being. Straighten your back and transcend the noise and external influences. It is difficult to assume our universal nature because we are domesticated and programmed to believe something else, to perceive ourselves in a false way and to renounce our personal power that allows us to create our own life and wisdom. If the majority of human beings remain ignorant of the power of their minds, it is due to the lack of critical thinking and to be programmed, by education and the media, to believe blindly in the reality created by the system and to accept the lie and the superstitions. Listen to the voice of your conscience. Knowledge is energy and it is power. This knowledge is real, it comes directly from the source, it is not reactive brain thought, or intellect, it is intuitive wisdom, it is action and not reaction, it is the pure and original consciousness, our immobile essence, which seeks to manifest and learn. Reactivate your link with the Spirit. When you are too busy with material things and in relationships with others and do not have time to listen to that voice or to unify in silence with your spirit, you change yourself to the emotions of your body and the demands of ordinary life and you become a prisoner of your own fears and prejudices. You become addicted to your way of life, to people and your material vision of things and you end up being enslaved by them. The moment you calm the thoughts and cease the activity of your ordinary mind, which resonates with the myriad of external objects and phenomena, you begin to listen to your inner voice. In that moment, you begin to be free from the bondage of the body and of the addictive mental programs and parasites. Your mind becomes cosmic. Unifying the mind and the body is fundamental. The breath is the bridge that unites the physical world with the spiritual world. The breath is life. It is consciousness and balance. The personal power is energy and knowledge. The movement towards the interior of your being is fundamental. It is called introspection. It is the basis of wisdom and balance. Then that information must flow, enriching our daily life and the environment. It is the phase of experience, of creativity, of the expansive and luminous movement. You have to learn to move and connect with the energy of the environment. Thus genius can arise, and awaken other geniuses, and mutually, learn and continue to evolve. That is the nature of genius, to serve as a vehicle for expressing the spirit in the most beautiful and creative way for the benefit of all. Thanks for following our videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, it helps us spread knowledge.